Eagles, Cardinals, final preview and predictions for this New Year's matchup against the Arizona Cardinals in Philadelphia. We're going to bring it all to you. We're going to make our predictions. We're going to talk about it, how the Eagles get one step closer to locking up the division and the 1 seed. Trending in the AM live here on Philadelphia Sports Network. 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're live, Facebook, YouTube. You know the drill. Hit that like button, share button, subscribe button, follow button on Facebook, retweet, follow on Twitter. If you want to watch the show on Twitter, we are taking comments on Twitter. This week's our first week back to doing that. All you got to do is click on the video. It pops up a comment section. They come right up on the screen. I can answer and address them. But that's what we do here every single morning here on Trending in the AM. We take your thoughts and opinions because it's the only show where your opinions actually matter. I'm your host, Phil Stiefel. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere I'm at Beard and Knowledge. We greatly appreciate that follow. And we're here, guys. Week 17 NFL season, Eagles versus Cardinals. This is also the last show of the 2023 year for Trending in the AM. You know, the New Year's is upon us. I can't believe it. 2023 has brought a lot of changes to me, to Philadelphia sports scene, to this show, so much. So this is going to be the wrap-up show of that as well. Favorite memories of 2023, favorite thoughts from 2023. Man, so much has happened. But we can end it on the right note with an Eagles victory against the Cardinals on Sunday. Good morning, Adam. How you doing? Happy Friday. Happy New Year to you as well. Ryan, what's up, my man? Good morning to you. How are you today? But the Eagles, let's get down to it. Nuts and bolts here. Not Eagles related. Joe Flacco is killing it. That is so true. Adam, who would have had it on their bingo card? Man, that Joe Flacco would be dominating the end of 2023. I have no idea. All right, I don't think anybody had that at all as something that was going to happen this football season. But no one also had the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm always right here. Philadelphia. Oh, where am I? I'm here in. Today is actually sunny, but very cold. Orlando, Florida. On vacation down here in Florida. Yesterday it was rainy. Today it's sunny, but today it's going to be like 60 degrees. So, yeah, not the warmest of Orlando New Year's here, but it is what it is. But we got to get talking Eagles here. We got to get talking Cardinals. What to expect this Sunday, from a game that should be a for sure win, a game that's got a lot of side stories built into it on the Eagles, on the Cardinals, the teams together. Obviously, the Jonathan Gannon reunion game, the Kazir White reunion game, the Buda Baker should have been Eagle and never was kind of game. There are so many stories that are wrapped around this Week 17 matchup that are going to play storylines into the game. Flacco can't be stopped, man. Joe Flacco has been mentioned more times in this show than I think in 3 years of doing shows. Yes, enjoy. Thank you. We are enjoying it. My family and I, we're having a great time down here in Florida. Cold weather or not, we will enjoy it. We always enjoy ourselves. But it doesn't mean the show stopped. That's why we're still doing the show right here, right now from Florida. Just a vacation. Doesn't mean Trending in the AM stops. We keep rolling here. We do this all the time. Good morning, Maurice. What is up? Happy New Year to you too, my man. And go Birds. Let's get this W this week against Arizona. We actually could clinch the NFC East this week if we win and if the Cowboys lose, which would pretty much lock up that 2 or 3 seat in at least one matchup home in Philadelphia in the playoffs. Good morning, Mitchie Poo. How you doing? 12 yards shy of Swift for 1,000 yards. It would be his first time in his career. As great as he is, and great as he's been in his career, because of his injury history, DeAndre Swift has never had a 1,000-yard rushing season yet. So he's got that opportunity today this week, 12 yards. And we are going up against an Arizona Cardinals team that is literally the worst in the league at stopping the run game. And we've been in this position before this year where the Eagles have gone up against terrible run defenses and in turn tried to pass the ball massively. So we're going to learn a lot if the Eagles have learned anything from their struggles and now successes. Last week they got back to the core running the football. We're very successful doing it. We'll learn if they've learned from that on Sunday, because let's be honest, that's how you're going to beat the Cardinals team handily. You're going to beat the Cardinals team most likely no matter what. I don't want a close game like the Giants game last week. I want to see a dominating win this Sunday. And how do you do that? You start by running the football against a terrible run defense. Griffin Herbert is the man. Who? Yes, we got this, Maurice. I'm not worried about the win-losses. I'm worried about how we win, how we lose on Sunday, because I want it to be a confidence builder for the team, but also a confidence builder for the players or the fans as well. Let us know that the struggles, we've grown from them this year. The struggles are, you can overcome your struggles to win games. You can overcome these struggles and build our confidence that we actually have a shot. I see a lot of Eagles Nation that thinks we're a one-and-done playoff team, and we might be. We don't know. I still have deep down confidence that this team will pull it together, but how they win can greatly change a lot of people's opinions. I know it's just the Cardinals. The Cardinals are playing for a top 3 draft pick and whatnot, but it is what it is. What's up, Davey? Good morning, man. It's good to see you back. We got lots going on today, man. We're wrapping up the new year in style here today. Last show of 2023. Which bird? Well, we're talking the Eagles for sure. The Mad Shatter. Flacco looked good last night. Still can't believe it. I think we're 2 and done in the playoffs. That would mean, if they get the 1 seed, they'd be out. They lose in the championship. If we have to play in round 1, then we're out in the divisional round. I don't know. It depends on the matchup. It depends on what happens. It depends on health. It looks like Avonte Maddox is going to play on Sunday. There's a good chance that Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham are back. Looks like outside of Darius Slay, everybody of importance is going to be back. We are as healthy as we can be at this point in the season. So that's a good thing. Now, the 2 and done in the playoffs, or 1 and done in the playoffs, or whatever, how healthy can we stay? Now, in the back of my mind, we're getting healthy at the right moment right now. But our last game is in the Meadowlands against the Giants, and that's always a concern injury-wise as well. So we've got to win this week for sure. But we also got to, find a way to stay healthy these last 2 weeks as well. Setting records, most 350-plus yards by a boomer. Yeah, you and your boomers. How high are those white fences? The white fences in the background are very high. That's not white fences behind me. That's the blinds, my man. Great team, and go Eagles. That's right, little G. I'm a big Eagles fan. Kick those Cardinals' butts. I hope so. My man. I don't hope so. I know so. We will kick their butts. I reckon this game will tell a lot about our playoff aspirations. Well, I don't think it'll tell about our aspirations. They obviously think we're playoff teams. But it'll tell us how much of a chance they have to make a deep run in the playoffs. And I got to stop for a second. Thank you very much, Adam. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much. First beers on the golf course today. I got 11:30 tee time on Adam today. Thank you very much, my man. I greatly appreciate you, and I greatly appreciate everybody. 2020, this year's been such a great year. Hold on. Even Clayton, what's up, my man? Go Steelers. Yeah, I don't think so. Thanks for checking it in, my man. Adam, 2023 has been a very humbling year for me at this. I never thought I would get to the point in my YouTube and content creation career that things like this would even be possible, let alone happen. And, you guys have been so generous to me this year. with the super chat tips, and I greatly appreciate it. I have been humbled far too many times on this show by you guys and your support, so I greatly appreciate that. Hop in the pool. No, I am not jumping in that pool. I put my feet in it the first day. It's cold. It's a heated pool, and it's still too cold to get in the pool. Cardinals have the worst third down defense in the NFL. There's a team with the worst third down defense than the Eagles. I guess we've gotten a little bit better over the last couple of weeks, but yeah, that's good. That means we can, sustain drives. Again, thank you very much, Adam. Eagles 11-4. They are 11-4, and sometimes I think some of our fan base forgets that they are 11-4. So for sure, hang on one. There we go. Dang, Adam, big bond. Adam is very much appreciated. I appreciate everybody, including you, man, Chatter. You're a natural at chat in Sportsville. Well, send in a good word over to WIP or the Fanatic. Let's get this show bigger and better every year. Looks like they're trying to save some money over at Audacity. They can get me a lot cheaper than some of those other guys. Put them on, Phil. Put what on? I don't know. Oh, the sun. You want my sunglasses on? That's right there. They're there. They're there for the sun today. Is A.J. Brown right to not chat to the media? It's an interesting question there, Davey. I don't know if he's right or not to not talk to the media. On one end of the equation, you could say him not talking to the media is him being responsible because he knows that if the wrong question is asked, and some of those Philly media guys like the King, like Eskin, is going to ask a question that's going to trigger him, and he doesn't want to get triggered. So on one side, maybe he is being, a little bit more responsible than he has in the past. Maybe that's part of it, for sure. So that's one side of the equation. The other side is he's saying something by not saying something. He's letting people know he's unhappy. I missed out on this. I saw this just yesterday. I guess the fans were chanting "run the ball" at the game on Monday night. I missed it being in a bar in Key West for the game. But maybe that pissed him off. Maybe he's not mad. Maybe the player fractures aren't at the coaches or this or that. Maybe it's they're just frustrated with the fans. And we do have that reputation for being hard fans. And yeah, I agree. I think his silence says volumes, but on both the sides that I'm saying. That one, maybe he's showing maturity, but two, he's saying everything by not saying anything. What, you think the glasses are sharp? Again, like I said, these were $3 Timus. Now they're smudged. Damn it. Can't even put them on now. AJ is a diva. Yes, he is. That was asked as a question, so I'll answer it. Yes, AJ Brown is a diva. And like I've said in the past, I want my star wide receivers to be divas. You name the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL. Obviously, A.J. Brown is in that list and in that category. Maybe top 5, top 7, something like that. But you name the top 10 wide receivers in football, every single one of them are a diva or have the diva mentality. It's kind of like a requirement to be an elite wide receiver. You've got to want the ball. You've got to demand the ball. Man, Chatter, you got Stephon Diggs up there in Buffalo. Obviously Diggs is a diva, and not in a bad way necessarily. He wants to hold his team and his players and his everything accountable. So, diva and wide receiver isn't one and the same. AJ was smart to keep his mouth shut, saved himself a lot more embarrassment, I'm sure. I don't know if he doesn't strike me as the guy that would be embarrassed if he said the wrong thing. He would be the guy that says, yeah, I said what I said. I mean it. I do it, He's going to, always be confident in what he said. Again, that goes to what you want in a wide receiver. Same thing. There's a certain few positions that you want certain personalities in football. Diva mentality, you want that in your wide receiver. You want that in your cornerback too. Doesn't matter how bad James Bradbury and Darius Slay have been this year compared to last year. I'm not saying they've been bad compared to last year. They still think they're great. We used to call them the best tandem in football. Now we question them, but they have that diva attitude. You want your quarterback to be a leader. You want, your defensive lineman and offensive lineman to have that ugly, dirty dog personality. Every position needs a different personality. And wide receiver has to be a diva in the NFL if you want to be elite. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Yeah, that's right. That was what's his name? That was Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch was excellent at the not saying stuff but saying stuff to the media. That was definitely it. I'm always Team Diggs. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Diggs is a diva. He does it a little different than AJ Brown, but he is a diva. Every elite wide receiver. Justin Jefferson is a diva. Devontae Adams is a diva. I'm trying to think. Tyreek Hill is definitely a diva to an extent. And a diva doesn't mean like you could interpret the word diva. It's just that they have the big personalities. Will we move on from Bradbury in the offseason? I have no idea what we're going to do. We've talked about it all week this week about what to do with the quarterback room, not even next year, the rest of this year, with Keely Ringo showing what he's capable of in the last couple of weeks. And you've got Avonte Maddox. I'm 98% sure Avonte Maddox will be back on Sunday. So do you bench? Well, you don't bench him yet because, Darius Slay's not back there. But you can definitely make the argument come playoff time, if Slay's back, that you bench James Bradbury for Keely Ringo. And even right now, you can make the argument against the Cardinals. You've got to get Keely Ringo more reps in case he's needed. You can make the argument that you bench Bradbury, you start Keely Ringo, and you move Robbie to the outside. And you have Avonte Maddox in the slot. You can make that argument. He has been a major disappointment this year. Orlando pizza stinks. We've made homemade flatbread pizza here in the house. Yes, I own a pizza shop. I work in pizza all the time, and we've made pizza here on vacation as well. Bradbury is trash. Again, I don't know if he's trash. He's just not what he was. People forget. We got Bradbury last year on a 1-year prove-it deal because he wasn't elite anymore coming into this team last year. It was the same thing how he did the year before with Steven Nelson, picking up a guy that needed a 1-year prove-it deal to solidify the second quarterback position. So, we just had an elite defense last year all around. That defensive line made the quarterbacks seem better than they were, and, it happened. We unfortunately gave him, a big deal that, it's going to be tough. And you ask, will he be here? I don't know if he'll be here next year. You can't have Bradbury and Slay starting next year again. That is without a doubt for sure. But we'll see how it goes. I'm about 98% over this cold right here. Almost through it all. Almost through it all. And I can't see my mouse with this. There we go. Diggs is a D. Yeah, maybe. I don't know about that. I like Stefon Diggs. I think he's a really talented wide receiver. There is not a Fox's Pizza in Florida that I'm aware of. There might be, actually. I don't know. I never actually looked, to be honest with you. But, yeah, I mean, the defense, the James Bradbury conversation, the cornerback situation, getting everybody healthy, going up against an Arizona football team that isn't very good. But they do have a couple people that you got to stop. First and foremost, they have a very solid running attack in Arizona. First off, Kyler Murray's obviously a running quarterback. They had Joshua Dobbs before. Their quarterbacks have almost 500 yards rushing combined. They got 2 running backs, James Conner, and where's my box sheet? What's the other kid's name? Let me try to mispronounce this name. Amari Demercado. They both average almost 5 yards a carry. They've got over 1,000 yards between the two of them. So, between your 2 main running backs and your quarterbacks, you've got over 1,500 yards rushing. So they do run the ball pretty well. So it's going to be a major test for Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, the defensive line, Fletcher Cox. It looks like we'll have all our running backs or linebackers back, or what the linebacker group is going to look like the rest of the year back. Zach Cunningham, Nicholas Morrow, Shaq Leonard. To me, based off of the way he played against the Giants, I am starting Shaq Leonard and playing him the majority of the snaps on defense this week, and then rotating Cunningham and Morrow. Cunningham is supposed to be a better cover linebacker than Morrow. They have Trey McBride on their offense, who is establishing himself as a very solid tight end in the NFL. He's actually the leading receiver for the Cardinals. Very Eagles-like, having a tight end lead the receiving for the team. So that's going to be a test there as well. But they don't have any wide receivers. They don't have a wide receivers or a quarterback that can beat you on the outside, really. You have to protect the middle of the field, and you have to stop the run. So this might be a week, even if everybody comes back, this might be a week for one of two areas. One, to keep getting Ringo more experience, get some Eli Ricks and Sidney Brown experience out there, more of it. Or this might be a get right confidence-wise week for James Bradbury. They have Marquise Brown. They've got some okay wide receivers. But, if he goes out there and gets beat by Marquise Brown or whoever else is out there, then we know we have a problem come playoff time. But maybe you use this as a get right week for him. And maybe it helps propel him and his confidence headed into the playoffs when he's got to go up against elite wide receivers again. We'll see how it plays out. But the key to stopping the Cardinals, because the Cardinals will put up some points this year. Not a lot. Hold on. I have the team stats on another tab. I just can't see my mouse, and I don't want to accidentally close out the show here. So the Cardinals offense points per game ranks 8th to last. So they score about what's that say there? 18.3 points per game is the average for the Cardinals. So you could keep them to a pretty low scoring game. They've looked awful for their last 5 games, obviously, since Kyler Murray's been back, which, we could talk Kyler Murray. I'm not a Kyler Murray fan. I don't think he's got elite quarterback written on him like his contract says he is. So there's a question for me with him and how good he is. But that's you could shut this offense down if you stop the run game. Let Kyler Murray try to beat you. Now you got to contain him. He can run the ball. He can break containment. This will be where the Sidney Browns of the world, the Shaq Leonards of the world, have to fly around and keep him contained. But also, you can rough him up. You can sack him. You can knock him down. Their offensive line isn't great at pass protection in Arizona. You can knock him down. You can get those almost sacks, turn them into actual sacks here the last 2 weeks. There is an argument to be made that this week could and should be a get-right week for the Philadelphia Eagles defense. Start getting some more confidence in this whole new Matt Patricia / Sean Desai defense. Build that confidence up this week. You could. But you also, if you're not careful, you can let this game get out of hand. I don't think we'll lose it, but, if you're not careful, if these guys aren't on the same page, this Cardinals offense could go off because of their few strengths really do counter our few weaknesses. So it's one of those things that if we don't watch ourselves, it could be a higher scoring, closer game than we think. Has there been booze in the blender? Dude, there's always booze in the blender. Always. We owe Gannon for that defense no-show in the Super Bowl last year. This is like the funnest storyline, Maurice, this week. The Jonathan Gannon storyline. I was doing some reading to get prepared for today's show. And I read a statement from Josh Sweat about how he misses his buddy, Jonathan Gannon, how he was there are a lot of people on this Eagles defense that were here last year, most of them actually, that actually did like Jonathan Gannon. And let's be honest, Jonathan Gannon's scheme wasn't that bad last year. We didn't like it because it wasn't blitz heavy or whatnot. We didn't have to. We were getting home. But, James Bradbury and Darius Slay got paid because of it. A lot of people, Hassan Reddick, had some huge years under Jonathan Gannon. It's just that he came up small in the Super Bowl, no-showed, as you say, in the Super Bowl, had already pretty much in his mind known he was going to Arizona. It was the way he ended his tenure in Philly. But the whole big picture in Philly, he wasn't that bad of a defensive coordinator. We look back at a lot of our former defense coordinators. Jim Schwartz, you could say, we hate it here in Philly, but we won a Super Bowl under him. So, there is that storyline. There is that connection. Nick Sirianni and Jonathan Gannon, they want to rip each other apart right now, but they were fine last year. It's just that Super Bowl. And that's a big moment right there, obviously. No showing the Super Bowl as a coordinator. Packing it in. Gannon is a lying slime ball. He is now. But before the Super Bowl, before he left, we weren't saying that. I was actually on this show when In 2022, I was at the beginning of 2023, I was on DSM Media still. My man Scotty and Dylan, love them. Happy New Year to them. Best of luck to them in 2024. But I was one of the few people when I was doing Trending the AM on DSM saying that Gannon was getting underrated and underappreciated for what he was doing in Philadelphia. So, it's just that Super Bowl gave us such a bad taste to him. But, there's a lot of connection here, and that's a huge story. Hey, guys, what's up, Armand? How you doing? We going to gut at these guys, Cardinals? Yeah, we should. Will we? We're going to find out in a few days. But the Jonathan Gannon storyline, as soon as the schedule came out, Jonathan Gannon circled this. As soon as this came out, every Eagles fan circled this. Eagles players circled this. Nick Sirianni probably circled it. Everybody involved circled this. Even though it's a bad team versus a great team, a team going in the wrong direction versus a team going in the right direction. And that's the Eagles going in the right direction, just so you know. Everybody had this circled in the Eagles and Cardinals organization. And it's not just that. I mean, you've got, Kazir White, linebacker from the Eagles last year, leading the Cardinals in tackles this year. So there's that former player aspect of it. You've got Budda Baker, who we literally spent 9 weeks this year before the season started talking about getting Budda Baker. Then when the trade deadline was coming, talked about getting Budda Baker. He didn't. He never came here. So you've got that connection as well. You've got I thought there was one other one I wanted to bring up, but no. Oh, Kayvon Wallace, but Kayvon Wallace got traded to the Titans. At first, you had that as well. But yeah, Kazir White, we look at our linebackers and we look at what they've done this year. And we talked about it weeks ago about TJ Edwards and Kazir White. Kazir White didn't cost that much to go to Arizona, and we could have kept him. So there's that aspect of this game as well. There's a lot of intertwining relationships in this game. Our linebacker coach is the defensive coordinator for Arizona now. So there's a lot of links in this game to, between the two teams. Every single Eagles fan at the game or at home better boo this man to no end all game. Yeah, absolutely. And we will. The Eagles Nation is going to be booing. That link is going to be jumping. It's New Year's Eve. It's a 1:00 game. You booze up at the link, then you go out for New Year's. Man, that's actually a crazy thought process. Playing on New Year's Eve at 1:00, getting all lubricated at the game, then going out in the city to celebrate New Year's Eve. Man, that's actually sounds like a lot of fun, honestly. Kevin Byard got to step up this game. Kevin Byard's been slowly stepping up more and more each week. Kevin Byard didn't have the quick breakout game that Shaq Leonard did last week early in his tenure, but he's been very solid. He's been a strong leader in the secondary. He hasn't been great all-pro, but he hasn't been bad. He's one of the few issues we have in our secondary. Excuse me for a second. Like I said, this close to being over this cold. By Wednesday next week, the next show, I should be cleared up. I hope I'm cleared up by then. But yeah, I mean, where this Cardinals team, what's it say here from Twitter? We got Jarrett from Twitter here. Cardinals love scooping up our linebackers. They do. It's not the first time they've done that either. Picked up it. It's really weird because it's not like it's the same organization every year that's doing it, but or same GM and coaches. But it doesn't matter who's in charge of that organization. They steal our linebackers. That is for sure. But Kazir White was not a disliked person. People loved him on this team. We loved him in the city. I mean, he was a very solid player for us. We don't get to the Super Bowl last year without Kazir White. He was definitely an aspect of the team. And honestly, Kazir White's better than what we've got right now playing. So is Maddox playing? I've addressed this already a few times. I'm 98% sure we will see Avonte Maddox dress and play. Now, will he play 60, 70, 80% of snaps? I doubt it. But he should be the starting slot corner on Sunday when we line up and when the first play happens. Now, how much he plays, I don't know. You want to ease him back in a little bit for sure. I think Maddox coming back was just shocking. I didn't think it was going to happen ever this year. But I think he's going to bring a new wrinkle to this defense and make this defense deeper and better moving forward. Ironically, Zach Ertz not even on the Cardinals. I don't know if it's ironic or not, There was that. But yeah, Zach Ertz is not there anymore. So there's one less, link to the team right there. Now that Zach Ertz is not with the Cardinals anymore. That would have just been weird to see Zach Ertz line up in the Cardinals against the Eagles. For sure. It is what it is, though. Again, guys, we're at 30-minute mark here. You're watching Trending in the AM right here on Philadelphia Sports Network. Hit that like button, the share button, the subscribe button, that retweet button, wherever you're watching. And keep dropping those comments. Predictions for this game. Who you think is going to win and why. I should say, actually, how the Eagles are going to win and why and by how much. Because I don't think the Cardinals really stand a chance at winning this game. Even though in this NFL, any given Sunday, it can happen. So you still got to show up and you still got to play. What is up, K1? Good morning, my man. Hope you're well. Final show of 2023. We're closing season 2 of Trending in the AM. Next year, season 3 begins. We'll see. That's a question on a side note. I know there's some people that are watching that are newer to the program, but also to the core 12. What can we do to take Trending in the AM to even newer and bigger heights in 2024? Like, I can't wait to see. I mean, I just see where we are now with this show, compared to where we were, 12 months ago. I was still in Orlando doing shows 12 months ago. But yeah, it's crazy how much it's changed. And I couldn't have done it with the core 12 and even the regulars, but also the people that pop in occasionally, man. So you want to see more Godfather references. Gotcha, Abelina. 31-21, Duck is saying Eagles. I could see this as a score. I could see it being a blowout and some garbage time scores for the Cardinals late. I don't have my notebook, so I didn't write 4 different scores down. But I'm leaning somewhere in that neighborhood of 30 to 34 points for the Eagles. And I think the Cardinals max out at 21-24. I could see the Eagles defense keeping it under 20 because, again, all you got to do is stop their run game and stop Trey McBride. That's it. That's their only way of scoring on this team. Again, I'm not afraid. Now, this could bite me in the ass come next week when we're doing shows that Kyler Murray is better than I give him credit for. I suspect a fight. See, I don't think so, Armand. You hear nothing but glowing things from the Eagles players about Jonathan Gannon. I don't think they dislike him as much as we dislike him. I'm sure they don't like the way that it ended, but a lot of the Eagles players are not against Jonathan Gannon. Going to be close. Gannon defense blitzing lately. Well, you eliminate that. You slow that down by running the ball. And the Cardinals have the worst run defense in football. And that's the fact that Gannon's defense, he's not the defensive coordinator, but he's basically Nick Sirianni of the Cardinals. But defensively speaking, it's his defense, and he's got our former linebacker coach, Rawlis, I think his name is, as his defense coordinator. It's a totally different defense than he ran here in Philly last year. And there is a lot of blitzing. It just goes to show that he ran the defense he was told to run here in Philly last year, and now he's running more of what he wants to run in Arizona. Just a thought, something to think about there. We can never stop mobile quarterbacks. Well, we got to. Kyler Murray, I'm not a Kyler Murray guy, but that is his biggest strength. He can escape the pocket. He can run the football. He averages about 30, 35 rushing yards a game. He's going to step up, and he's going to find an open receiver. So you got to wrap up, and you got to keep him contained in the pocket. It's definitely been something that's hurt us in the past. Adam saying 35-17 Birds. That's about what I'm looking at, Adam. Somewhere in that range, 35-17, 31-17, 35-20, something like that. That's where I'm looking at. Marshawn, what's up, my man? 34-21 Birds. I can see that that falls right into that range that I am looking for. Sirianni is stubborn. Expect more pass-happy offense. Yeah, I mean, we keep talking that you beat this team by running at them. First play of the game will be a 7-step drop, 30-yard route to A.J. Brown, right? A.J. Brown's unhappy, so they're just going to feed him the ball even more than ever, right? That's what we're expecting based off of what we know of this team's identity for sure. 27-6, we grind it out and we get the W. Wow, that's a little lower scoring of a game. That would be a big – I don't care how bad the Cardinals are. You hold any NFL football team to 6 points. That's a great defensive effort. And I would love if K1 was right or really close to right, 27-6, 27-9, something like that. That would be fantastic. Because then we could come on here to this show next week and talk about the defense making progress. So that'd be really great. Top of the morning, and the shades, they're right here. It's very hard to read the screen through the Temu shades. The comments just don't come through very clearly. Plus, they're smudged. So they're there. Don't you worry about it. They're there. I would never get rid of my Temu shades. I love my Temu shades. Get some turnovers for a change. Well, we talked about this a little bit yesterday on the show. I forget who brought it up. But it's just, for as much as the drop-off in sacks has happened this year to last year, I'm more concerned about the lack of turnovers that this defense doesn't create. And maybe with Keely Ringo getting more comfortable in a starting role on the outside, as Sidney Brown plays more, Shaq Leonard becomes more comfortable in this defense, as Matt Patricia gets more comfortable calling the defensive plays, maybe we start to see some turnovers start to come around. Maybe this team hasn't peaked yet. We talk about identity and they haven't played a complete game. I disagree with that. But maybe there's still another peak, another gear that this team can get into. And whooping up on a Cardinals team this week might help build that confidence. Patricia should be our DC moving forward. He got experience in that department. That is something we'll cross in the offseason. He is the de facto defensive coordinator, even though they still have the title on Sean Desai. The thing that really pisses me off about the Patricia Sean Desai thing is how much the Eagles team keeps saying that Sean Desai is our defensive coordinator. But every week when the coordinators meet with the media, and every week the OC, the DC, and the special teams coordinator meet with the media, Matt Patricia is the one meeting with the media, not the defensive coordinator, who has been given the reassurance that he's still the defensive coordinator. So that really is a bad look, in my opinion. It's a bad message you're sending to everybody out there. So that's something. But yeah, maybe he's the guy next year. Maybe they go a different route. I don't know. But Matt Patricia has done an okay job since he's taken over. Not great, but not bad. More proving that, the defensive issues definitely are injury related and personnel related and not Sean Desai. Team needs to click at the right time. Sunday is the right time. Absolutely. This is a great get right week. You can lock up the division this week, lock up the 2 seed this week. It's a great week to get right. And then next week still will mean something for the 1 seed. But if something happens and the 1 seed's not available or not likely, you can rest some of your starters next week so that you're not risking injury, because it is MetLife. It is that turf in New Jersey there. That scares me next week, that game. Closing the season at MetLife Stadium, East Rutherford, New Jersey. How the NFL still allows that stadium to use AstroTurf and that hard ground is beyond me. And it's not like it's used, just for one team. It's 2 teams use it. And the amount of injuries that happen week in, week out, the NFL needs to step in and do something. I've said that on this show before. They need to step in there and all the talk about canceling the tush push, but no one talks about canceling MetLife Stadium. This game got to be their get right game statement game. I would love to see a statement win, a blowout win. I think the defense is marginally better. 2 game samples so far, but the young guys have given some juice to the D along with some growing pains. Absolutely. And this week, getting some more guys back, Cunningham, Morrow, Maddox. I think this defense can start hitting their stride at the right point of the season, as long as we stay healthy. That's the big one right there. I don't think Patricia is any better than Desai. We have just played lesser teams. That is very possible, Duck. That is. You can only play the teams in front of you, but we've seen this team play poorly against lesser teams. But I think it's a combination of things for sure. I think Desai heard the noise. I think Desai's confidence was shook. I don't think you have to have Patricia next year as your DC. All I do know is Sean Desai can't be the DC next year. You can't have him demoted, then re-promoted that quickly. That just would be a tough one to swallow there. Patricia wants to be a head coach. Absolutely does. Anytime, you lose and you fail as a head coach and you're not, kicked out of football, but kind of pushed aside, Patricia is trying to be a better coach and a better person and change his poor reputation. So, he's he's trying. He's trying. And the rest of this year is big for his future. He won't be a head coach next year. Maybe he gets some interviews, but he will. Somebody's peeking through. You can see the blinds moving in the background. I'm just going to wave to whoever's back there. This year and next year, the rest of this year and next year are how he proves that he's warranted to be given one more chance as a head coach. Cursed turf of MetLife, dude. It's pathetic in this day and age that they still have that turf out there. Still can't believe they had a Super Bowl there. What, MetLife? Yeah, man. With all the technology in the world, all the things that play, all the times, like they're talking about eliminating the tush push to improve player safety. Stupid, right? I get it, but you're not going to do anything about MetLife. I mean, we could do a whole show just on the injuries and careers that have been cut short by that turf. I mean, it's pathetic. Desai is gone next year. He can't stay here after this. Yeah, absolutely, Doug. I don't think there's an argument there. It's just who's going to be the guy. Do you keep Patricia? Do you move on to somebody else? I think it's a marginal conversation at this point about next year's defensive coordinator. But the only thing that can't be, up for discussion is that Desai's got to go. He can't be the defensive coordinator. He can't come back down and start calling plays and have the players respect him for that. So, again, and he was not a good defensive coordinator when he was a defensive coordinator in the past. So, it is what it is. Worst stadium to get injury on: Commanders, MetLife, and Cardinals. The Commanders stadium, FedEx Field, or whatever it's called these days, is terrible because, you might get hurt on the field. You might get sewage dumped on you. A rally might fall over on you. Who knows? Hello. Yeah, somebody's back there saying hello. They stopped already. Defense had Desai all year outside of 2 games, and his defense only showed up in the second half. Desai's greatest strength is the second half adjustments, but he's always been an average defense. I think he's been always a below average defensive coordinator. I mean, his time with the Bears wasn't good either. Again, a bad team, but it is what it is. I don't know. It really bothers me when people say, well, he's a great second half adjuster as a coordinator. And it's important to adjust for sure. But why is it so hard? Why do you have to put yourself in the hole every single week so much so that you would adjust? Maybe he should have some better first halves. And we wouldn't have to talk about his halftime adjustments so much. We don't have a guest today. Nobody's coming out. They're just the kids are sneaking in the background there. They just like to. They'll probably give me a hard time later. Did you see me on the show? Somebody wants some airtime. Yeah, probably Connor wants it. Connor would want to talk basketball, though. I was going to say below average, but I ran out of characters. Gotcha. FedEx is just falling apart. MetLife has actually maintained the field. Exactly. That's a very fair way to describe it. FedEx is literally falling apart. And you know what? Washington will eventually, with Josh Harris there, he'll get them a new stadium in the future. But it'll be years because building a new stadium takes a long time. All MetLife has to do is take one offseason and replace that turf with grass. And it's not even like it's a dome or it's an outdoor stadium. It should be a requirement to have natural grass on every single playing field in the NFL. Hell, in all sports. There's no need for the turf anymore. Look behind you. He's saying more Kenny Gainwell, probably. The sun will come out tomorrow. Offense got to give defense a break, honestly. Offense gives up the ball too much, leaving our defense exhausted. Need to score more. Yeah, absolutely. All that's accurate. Armand, you're not saying anything not accurate right now. You're spot on. And again, you could do that this week because you're playing against the worst run defense in football. Literally the 32nd ranked run defense in football. There should be multiple 15-play drives this week. Will there be? I don't know. You have, Brian Johnson saying they got to make more explosive big plays. Not less, more. So it'll be interesting. We'll say it that way. Do the Eagles actually look at what's going to be given to them and take it, which is going to be the run game? Or do they try to force things, down the field? Kenny Gainwell experience has not gone well. Yeah, it has not. I bet you K1's a little doubtful of his K1 or his Kenny Gainwell love. MetLife actually replaced its turf over the last offseason with another. Oh, did that? I didn't even know that. So you've gone from one bad turf to another bad turf. It shouldn't be hard to just put some grass, right? It really should. Llama Day sighting this week. I mean, it would be nice to utilize somebody outside of A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on the outside. Llama Day, not Quez, Julio, Dallas Goedert, get those guys more involved. It would actually free up A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith to make more big explosive plays. But you got to utilize the other guys, to do that. What is up, Drew? Good morning. Happy New Year. Hey, I got to say it again. I'll say it again for the 100th time. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everyone's safe. This has been such a great year. I'm so happy that 2023 is ending. 2024 is a new year. But this show has been one of the bright spots. I've had a rough 2023. This show and this show's growth is one of the things that has made 2023 semi-successful in my life. So I got to say Happy New Year to each and every one of you when you pop in. Teresa's here. Happy New Year. Let's make it 13-4. I love it. We had one last week and it didn't go well. What, Lamade, did he get a play? I didn't even know. I must have missed that. Gannon will send cannons to the left of them, cannons to the right of them. Yes, I like it. I like what you're doing there. We need some Aqua Bowman action. Hell, Aqua Bowman. Everyone talks about Rashad Penny and what a waste of a roster spot he's been. Aqua Bowman, man. The only good thing that Aqua Bowman gave us this year was the name Aqua Bowman. He's been a waste since day one. Even when Dallas Goedert was hurt, he did not see the ball. He was out one game when Goddard was out. I think he saw like 60% of the team snaps, and he didn't have a single target. So complete and total waste. It's the first time this season I've seen Hurts check down the receivers instead of forcing the ball downfield. Well, he needs to do more. And even if it's not even if he's being coached up to go deep, even if he's being coached up to take those shots, once the game action starts, he could use his own decision-making to check down a little bit more, even though he's being told to do other things. Just say, I didn't see it, or I didn't feel it was the right time, or, you can make excuses after the play's over why you didn't call or run the play that was called. So I would like to see him do more of that. Teresa saying 30-16. I would love that score. It's a great score. That would be a dominating, comfortable win for sure. Positive sighting, perhaps K1, less tackling of his teammates. Yeah, absolutely. Happy New Year. Oh, that's what Lamade did. He forced the fumble on Boston Scott. That's right. Happy New Year. Yes, absolutely. Lamade, yeah, sorry. I was thinking he made it. There was a passing play that he dropped or something like that. I wasn't thinking about the fumble there. That was my bad. I did see that. One of the freaking turnovers last week. Do I really consider Arizona the valley of death? Jesus. How he traded away Barnett, who was the best defensive end run stopper, and kept Penny. Yeah. I don't know, man. Penny, there's two wasted. Just think about how many wasted roster spots this year, for sure, between Aqua Bowman and Rashad Penny. Jake Elliott is the real MVP this season. Yeah, I mean, Jake Elliott should be the highest paid kicker in football. There's nobody more clutch. In my opinion, Jake Elliott has already passed and surpassed David Akers as the best kicker in Eagles history. I know that's not everyone's going to agree to that, but Jake Elliott's more clutch. It has a longer leg than David Akers ever had. So I love David Akers. Great player. Great kicker, because kickers aren't players, right? Duck, we lost two major sports events this year in the state of Arizona. Yes, House of Horrors. House of Horrors. I don't know. I kind of want to go to Arizona. I've never been to Arizona. I always tell people I've seen more of the world outside of the United States than our country. And I've never been to Arizona. I've been to the West Coast. I've been to California, Seattle, and places like that, but never been to Arizona. I would love to go out there. Jake Elliott is so tough. Jake Elliott is, excuse me. Jake Elliott, I don't know. I think David Akers would win in a fight if you're going to say who's tough. Wasn't David Akers like a judo guy or something like that? I vaguely remember David Akers making tackles on kickoffs with like judo throws of players. Some reason that's sticking in my head. I don't know. But Jake Elliott's still the better one. And I want to see what this says. Special teams, really the best part of the Eagles so far. Jake Elliott is greater than David Akers, indeed. It's funny. We crushed the Eagles in the offseason for losing their two coordinators, but keeping and extending Michael Clay. This year, the Eagles' special teams has been head and shoulders better than last year. Britt Covey, one of the neighboring houses, I think, is playing music. Yeah, unfortunately, this show might not last much longer if the neighbors are playing loud music outside. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me and don't hear the music too loud. Britt Covey has become a great special teams kicker, punt returner, possibly the best in the league. Jake Elliott's still great. Brandon Mann solidified the punt unit. So we've been very good. And Michael Clay has proven that last year wasn't what we were capable of. Covey was on fire last game. I expect him to go off. I mean, he's been on fire all year, for sure. You barely hear the music? Okay. Still hear me fine? All right, cool. Sorry, I don't even know where it's coming from. We're in one of those neighborhoods, and there's houses everywhere on top of each other with little lanais and pools on the back of it. So somebody's getting started early, which is surprising because it's cold as hell out. Nobody should be using their pool anyway. Special teams really the best part of the Eagles so far. Yep, absolutely. I saw that. Jake Elliott also he is a great golfer. I have seen that before. You want me to take requests for them? Yeah, I don't know about that. We got this game. The music is in your head. No, it's there. There's music playing in the background for sure. But whatever. I mean, it's not like this show. Even if we keep going, I mean, we're already 52 minutes into this show. So I haven't been doing my full 90 minutes this week just because I got vacation. I got a tea time in 2 hours, actually. I still got to shower, have breakfast, get some stretches in. I will say, so me and my brother-in-law, my brother. So I'm here in Florida with my wife, my sister and her husband, and their 3 kids, my brother and his wife and his son. And yesterday we're just sitting around. It was rain. It was miserable. We're like, let's go play golf. So we booked a 2:00 tee time. Golf course 2 minutes down the road from our house. Like, all right, let's go play. So we go and play golf yesterday. And I came 2 feet from my first ever hole in one. There was a par 3 on the back 9, had a 3 hybrid, 190-yard tee shot. And I hit that up in the air, and I'm like, I think I hit it long. Get up to the green, and it's 2 feet from the cup. I was just, oh, man, I couldn't see the green because it was like an elevated bunker in front of it. This close to my first ever hole in one. I can't even imagine what that would have been like. If Nick Sirianni valued his job, he will game plan hard this game. Yeah, I don't know, Armand. There's people mentioning Nick Sirianni's job on the line this year. I don't think it is. Nick Sirianni is the head coach of this team for at least next year. Next year, if props like this, then we can have it next year. But right now, no matter what happens the rest of this year, I highly doubt Nick Sirianni's job has to be saved at this moment. Yeah, music is definitely in your head. No, it's definitely there, for sure. What do you do on vacation other than golf? Normally, I don't even golf much on vacation because I don't travel with my golf clubs, and I hate renting clubs. I rented them yesterday. Normally on vacation, I like to do pool, relaxation, drink, the blender, eat. I'm not really much of a doer on vacation. I'm more of a relaxer on vacation. But the weather is just not permitting that. So played golf yesterday. We'll play golf today. Maybe we'll play golf again on Sunday or Monday. I don't know. We'll probably play 2 or 3 rounds of golf this week. 190 par 3. It was downhill a little bit. So it was probably more like a 185-yard shot, but it was 190 on the tee box. Downhill, over a bunker. The pin was tucked right behind a bunker. Blind green, so you couldn't see the green where your landing spot was. But yeah, it was perfect. It was this close. It was so close. A coworker hit 2 hole-in-ones this year. Wow. I can't even imagine that. I've never even seen somebody hit a hole-in-one at all. But was the wind helping? The wind, it was a very open course, like no trees, and the wind did not play a factor at all yesterday. So yeah. And I was using rental clubs too, which is it's weird because so the whole round I shot a 102, which is about average for me. I'm right around 99 to 102 most weeks. The biggest issue was the thing I learned the most about my golf game yesterday was that I need new golf clubs. So my golf clubs, I've had them for like 8 or 9 years, but they were also used for 5 years before I got them. So my clubs are about 14 years old, 15 years old, and they're still good clubs and I'm comfortable with them. But what I have learned is that when I got these were just basic Wilson brand new irons. add about having brand new irons, add about 10 yards to every single club. So maybe it's time to get some new clubs. How about them Sixers? Yeah, I mean, the Sixers are playing great, and we will get into the Sixers. I mean, the football season's almost over. As the season ends up and wraps up, we'll be diving deep into the Sixers again, and there'll be a lot of Sixers shows in the future. And I've got a lot to say about Tyrese Maxey, a lot to say about Tobias Harris. Got a lot to say about the Sixers team. So we can definitely talk Sixers in the new year. Will Slay play against the Giants for the first game of our playoff run? I think it's an interesting question because we kind of joked in the beginning that Slay had surgery because Matt Patricia was taking over. He didn't want to play. But then Patricia and Slay both say they're cool. So I don't know. You kind of want him back for the playoff run. He hasn't been as bad as people think this year. It's mainly been James Bradbury that's been the worse or the lesser of the two. But you kind of do want Slay back. And it wouldn't hurt to have some time to get the rust off. But if he's banged up, if he's got a bad, if he's recovered from an injury, is the MetLife turf really where you want him getting his first bit of practice? I doubt it. We are going to blow them off the field this week. I hope so. I really, really hope so. I'm interested to see if Slay plays again this year or even in midnight. Yeah, there's a chance that we have 2 new starting quarterbacks in 2024, for sure. We need to up our SC game for Phil's new clubs. Yeah, that's right. I do need new clubs. That's what I'll do. When Trending the Fairway to Heaven comes back, my golf podcast, I'll need the super chats on that to pay for my golf gambling, but also new golf clubs. I do need new irons. What fan base can they had literally all their sports teams in the big game last year, only for a big part of 2023, all the championship games that the city had in the last year or so. That's right. It's been a great year for Philly sports. Great last couple of years. Get Phil in the 90s and his show will explode. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Do Marketing or Siakam drastically improve his team's title odds? Marketing, I wanted Marketing before the season started. Now, supposedly the asking price is so out of left field. Insane what Utah's asking for. So even when they come down, because they're not going to get the 5 picks that they want for Marketing, but even as it comes down, I think it'll be too expensive for the Sixers. Siakam, I don't want. From what I've read, he and Nick Nurse do not get along. So that would not be a good fit. I would rather OG. And I think OG, if you swap OG and Tobias Harris out, I think the Sixers are even better than they are right now. Immediately. And big picture, I think they'd be great. So OG would be a guy. I would love another ball handler off the bench, even if it's a guy that's, third string, because I would love to see Patrick Beverley not have to be our only backup point guard on this team. To me, my number one get would be to replace Tobias Harris and another ball handler off the bench. Wearing thin on GB's front office, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But anyway, 2 predictions, 2 thoughts on this game, final wrap-ups and stuff. We're going to get the wrap-up next 5-10 minutes of the show today. I would say if I had to put a number on it, I'm going to stick to 31-9. The Eagles are going to win. They're going to control this game. They're going to put up some points. They're going to make a statement, and they're going to win the football game. They're going to lock up the division this week. I would love it. I would love to see the Cowboys lose and get this locked up right now. I like Marketing, especially against the Celtics, where he has length. I like Marketing. I think he's the perfect stretch 3 in today's NBA for the Sixers team with Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and dishing to him. Problem is Tobias Harris and a first-round pick going to be enough? No. You're going to have to trade 3 first-round picks and Tobias Harris to make the money work. And I'm not doing that. And I think it's too much. I think its cost is way too much. 31-9 is a huge win for the defense. And I think this is the week that the Eagles defense, Shaq Leonard getting his other linebacker friends back, another Kelly Ringo get the game. I think this defense makes it. I don't think the 31 points is not really a statement against the defense of the Cardinals. It's the 9 points that we give up. That is the statement that we meet, that we like. The Cowboys are not winning this week. Is it Cowboys-Lions? Is that the matchup this week? I haven't even looked at the other matchups this week. I think it's Cowboys-Lions, right? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, Cowboys-Lions, Saturday night. The Cowboys are 5.5-point favorites. I won't bet it because every time I've bet the Lions, they've lost. So I won't bet it. Plus, I'm in Florida, and I can't bet down here. But, yeah, I like the Lions on Saturday night. Rick's Ringo 24 with Isaiah Rodgers and with Zach McPherson coming back. Your 4 main quarterbacks next year: Rick's, Ringo, McPherson, and it's Isaiah Rodgers. Not a bad 4 young guys to build off of next year. Really, really, really will be interesting. We want the Cowboys to win because we don't want the third seed. What? Why? We can still beat the 2 seed if the Lions win. We guarantee the division. So I don't know. I don't know. I can never say I want the Cowboys to win. I don't care. Maybe that's a little Eagles fandom in me, but I can never say that. I can never say that. What else? Who else is playing this week? Do we have any other games? Patriots at Bills. Terrible game. Falcons, Bears. Falcons still got a chance at the division, so that's an important game. Colts, Raiders. Couple teams fighting for a final playoff spot. Man, just think about the Colts, man. 8-7. Anthony Richardson, rookie quarterback, gets hurt. You go Gardner Minshew. Shane Steichen has done a hell of a job in Indy. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor holding out to start the year. You've had to go with Minshew Mania. They're right there, man. Got to give props to Shane Steichen for sure. Exactly, Maurice. We cannot cheer for the Cowboys ever. Hard to root for the Cowboys under any circumstance. Absolutely. Lions have some weird strength of wins over us, so we end up with the 3rd seed. But I think who would be the Cardinals or the Lions' last game? Let me look at their schedule. Who would be their Week 18 game? They would have the Vikings too. So yeah, I don't know. They will definitely. If they win, then they would win out. Then so that's interesting. I don't know about that. That Jets game haunted us like a ghost. Should have never lost that. Yeah, absolutely. DC for life this weekend. That's disgusting to say. Hold on, let me get back to the overall schedule and see who else there is playing this week. Eagles, Cardinals, Giants, Rams. Yeah, the Giants-Rams game. The Rams are going to win. The Rams are going to finish over 500 like I predicted. Saints, Buccaneers. Again, the division's on the line. 49ers, Commanders. Yeah, we need – yeah, that's why we're Washington for life. For life. Oh, that's how you do it, right? For life. Yeah, we need a Commanders win. Panthers, Jags. The Jags are just falling apart, man. Ravens, Dolphins. That's a good game. It's a really good game, actually, right there. Ravens 3.5-point favorites. Titans, Texans, and we got Steelers, Seahawks. Yeah, that's a mediocre game. Broncos, Chargers. Broncos are going to implode, and the Chargers are going to look great. Chiefs, Bengals. It's a big game. Get right game for the Chiefs. And Vikings, Packers. 2 teams that are fighting for a last spot. Some interesting games this weekend, actually. I'm hoping for more 1 p.m. games next season. Yeah. Well, then we better lose out because that's the only way. I need more 1 o'clock games, man. Jets and Seahawks should have been 2 wins. It still pains me to see Jalen throwing that pick in the Jets game. He gets that completion, then it's over. Yeah. Thanks for ruining the start of my day, Marshawn, with that, bringing up that bad memory. It would be hilarious if the Niners lost. Is Brock Purdy playing? I haven't been up to date on all the injuries. He was obviously injured. That's why he got benched last week. If he's playing, they probably don't lose to the Commanders. But you never know. It's in Washington. West Coast team going East Coast is never easy. Maybe they let one slip. You know, they look past the game to an extent. And if that happens, oh my God. There's so many doors open for the Eagles then. So that'd be interesting. But it won't happen. Yeah, it won't happen. But I'm trying to create a scenario where it does happen. Weird things have happened, K1, and Trent Williams out as well. Absolutely. You got that. NFL, not for long. Another bad memory is Vic throwing that pick in the end zone with the game on the line, and we have 3 timeouts. Yeah. Exactly. Any Given Sunday. That's right. One of the worst great football movies of all time. Any Given Sunday. Steven, Willie Beeman. In the wild card game against Green Bay. Yes. I remember that very fondly. Not a good situation there. But again, don't stop trying to ruin my day. You know, don't bring up bad memories. This is the final minutes of 2023 on Trend in the AM. We got to have fun. We got to enjoy the end. For the casuals watching for the first or second time, or whether you're one of the core 12, I need, as we get set to close, here's a final question of the show. I already said 31-9, Eagles win. We got this. Cowboys and Eagles win out. They play each other. Unless the 49ers lose out and we get that 1 seed. There's the thing, Lucio. And again, I love Lucio. I love Trending the AM because there's literally people that watch the show regularly from all fan bases. And I love it. And we have fun conversations. Not for long is great. 1-2. Absolutely. 2011 Dream Team was a bad memory. So I want good memories. Or I want to have some fun here as we close out the show. Because I know a lot of the Core 12 is in the comment section right now. Rank or give me Aqua Bowman, Abolina, however I said OZ at first. What name did I mispronounce the worst in 2023? That's what I need as the final question of 2023 on this show. Who did I butcher the worst this year? Nobody can refuse a request on Phil's final show of the year. That's what I'm asking. What name did I butcher the most this year? 2 seed only plays Niners or Cowboys in the playoffs. 1 seed has to play them both. Yeah, I get that. That's fair. It's fair, but I still want all the games at home. So I'd still take it. It sucks we had wash up Vince Young instead of prime. Yeah, Vince Young was never prime. Aqua Bowman was the worst. That's what I think. Because that was one that I really couldn't figure out. I still can't figure out. Going with Kellen Ringo. I don't even know what happened there, the Kellen Ringo. I know his name's Killy. That was just like in the heat of the moment, just mess up there. So I don't think it was as bad as Aqua Bowman because I still have no clue how to say Aqua Bowman's real name. No clue. I've learned Llama Day. I haven't messed up Keely Ringo in like 2 weeks. So that to me is I agree with Duck on that. But yeah, I still want to back to Marshall's comment. I still do want the 1 seed. I do. It's a tough one, but I'll go with Aqua Bowman. I think Aqua Bowman would be the ultimate. What did I pronounce the worst one for sure? I might even run a poll on Twitter today. But yeah, so as we get set, final 5, 10 minutes. I do also want to thank Liam Jenkins, big boss man. Llama Day is the gift we didn't expect to receive. Yeah. Thank Liam. Because in March of 2023, struggling to get any more momentum with Trending in the AM. I think I had reached my peak at DSM. And again, I love the DSM crew there. Great memories, great guys. But Liam reached out in March and said, would you ever consider moving Trending to PSN? And I was shocked that even, would consider that. So, we worked hard. We got it locked up and I was here, Yeah, I got to say Happy New Year to the whole PSN crew, but I got a special thank you for Liam entrusting me to bring back the PSN YouTube page to its once former glory. And, it's not there yet, but it's getting there. And I want to thank him majorly for that opportunity. See, the thing is, Abolino wasn't what I said. I said it with a P. It's just I've been battling congestion for so long. I sound like I'm saying with a B, but I'm saying it with a P. You just can't hear it right. Boss man poaching the man. Yeah. Like I got to thank him. And again, it was nothing. No harm was done. Like when I left my first network, when I sort of left another network, some of it was on bad terms. And I've patched up a lot of those bad terms. I think one of my big things in 2024 is to settle all family business. I want no more beefs with anybody on social media. So maybe the 1 or 2 other networks that I worked with that I have some beefs with, maybe I already settled the AAT Sports beef. I was back on their channel this year, twice actually. That nobody had on their bingo card, but it is. Abolina is an abolishment. Yeah, it is. But yeah, I want to thank each and every one of you. Marshawn, K1, Drew, Eric, everybody. Adam, of course, thank you for your super chat today, of course. Yeah, Scotty's the man. I still watch their shows in the morning. I love Scotty. I love Dylan too. I love those guys. And obviously JP El Barcero had a huge, jump in his career this year in content creation, joining the All City Sports team. So, big things are in the future for that DSM team for sure. But yeah, Scotty and I go way back. from my very, 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 very beginning of my content creation. One of the first guest spots, the first guest spot I ever did on somebody else's show was on Scotty Talks NBA. So love Scotty for sure. We need a DSM guesting here or on their show to talk. Yeah, I will reach out to them. I've had Scotty on here since I've been on PSN. I've not got Dylan on the new channel yet. I'll get Dylan and I will get Scotty back, and we will do a show with them next year for sure. No doubt about it. And I got to get El Parcero, JP, back on the show as well. JP is doing big things, man. I'm so happy for him. That's what we do. We do this every day, once a week, whenever. Any content creator that takes themselves seriously, their goal is to get picked up by a major network. That's why you do it. Bigger audience, bigger appeal, make a few bucks. That's the goal. It's not just the money. It's that the money equals recognition for what you're doing. And JP got the recognition he deserved for his Philadelphia Union coverage, taking over their Union team there. So, but anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's breakfast time. I got less than 2 hours till my tea time. I'm going to wrap it up. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Please, 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 please be safe on New Year's. Have fun, but be safe. And we will be back. There will be no show on January 1st or 2nd. January 1st being New Year's Day. January 2nd will be my travel day home. Next show, Season 3, Trend in the AM, will happen on January 3rd. Will be the debut of Season 3 of it. And everybody be safe. Everybody be great. Thank you so much for a fantastic 2023. Let me tell you something. 2024, bigger, better things. Make sure you're following me on all social media platforms at Beard of Knowledge. That way, when things get bigger and better, you don't miss out on a thing. But everybody have a great day. Oh, and tune in tonight. 7 o'clock tonight, I think it is, right here on PSN, will be the award show. And on their website, there's a poll, the PSN Awards. And I'm up for a couple. Rookie of the Year, PSN. Best YouTube show on PSN. I hope I maybe win. But check out their thing on PSN for the awards and get your vote in and vote for me. And maybe I'll be popping in the award show tonight. Depends on what my plans are. But, man, guys, Happy New Year. Happy Will Smith closing the show with a Happy New Year, my man. I appreciate that. At least hit the fairway. I definitely will hit the fairway. I hit a lot of fairways yesterday. Salute to the core. Salute to everyone. EOP, Big Al. Glad we connected this year. Happy New Year. Shoot a hole in one. I wish, man. That would be a dream come true. I don't even know about the Union, but JP's great. He's so passionate about it, and I love that. Ben Simmons will win rookie. If Ben Simmons beats me for Rookie of the Year at PSN, I'm gonna be so damn pissed off. I'm gonna start a campaign just like what's his name did. Everybody have a great day. Everybody be well. Everybody have a great New Year. 2024. I will see each and every one of you. Go Birds. 31-9. That's my score prediction, guys. Lock it up. We'll talk to you guys next year.